Hello my wonderful Aries, lovely fire sign people, hope I find you well. So I'm Robert from Grey Moon Tarot, and I'd like to thank you for stopping by to check out my video. I hope you've had a chance to have a little read of the description bar on my page. If not, I'll just give you a little bit of a background. I discovered that I could sort of read tarot, or had the ability to connect with spirit to read tarot about 2 months ago. So yeah, I've always been fascinated with tarot, and I was so grateful when I realised that I could actually do it. But because I've only been doing it for 2 months, you have to understand that I'm not an expert on the meanings of every card off by heart. And I put together stories how I see them, and hopefully it will resonate. If not, then I do apologise, but I always feel that the messages that come through the cards from Spirit are those of which that are most relevant just now to the sign I'm reading for. So I've done one reading already for Gemini, and this is my second reading for yourselves. So it's not that you're second best in my opinion or anything, it was purely just because it was Gemini's birthday month. That's why I chose to start with them. So I was trying to be as diplomatic as I could, as not to upset any signs, because I know how easily upset Aries can get sometimes. So I certainly wouldn't have wanted to do that on purpose. So please forgive me. So as I said, new to this, second time I've posted a video on YouTube. To be honest, I know that the quality of the film's not great, maybe the sound's not great either. I do apologise for that, and over time as I get into this I will get better equipment for doing that. Just right now I'm just kind of trialling it to see how it goes, to see how well it's received. I've had quite a lot of views on my Gemini video, so I was super grateful for everyone that took the time to watch the video. It really did touch my heart. It's so nice that people actually have a passion for tarot in the way I do, because I know that I spend hours and hours watching videos of tarot, as much for learning as anything else. So anyway, I'm babbling now. I do apologise. I have a tendency to do that, so just hit me on the head if I'm doing that. Okay. Okay. So what we've got in front of us here is a 9-card spread. There was no extra cards jumped out, but to be honest with you, I think this reading pretty much speaks for itself in a lot of things. Although it's a general energy reading, there's certainly a clear story that I see in here. Although I don't believe that one clear story fits all. I think there's always more to it than that, and if you look deeply at the cards, you can usually find dozens of stories that you could manipulate from them for the purpose. But I think there's quite a clear story here, and this will probably sing very clearly to some some Aries out there. So yes, I'm going to get on with the reading just now. One last thing though, general energy readings, I believe that, and my belief and my sort of understanding of general energy readings is that energies can last anywhere for up to 6 to 8 weeks. And you might find that some of the energies that are in this reading, you might think, oh well, I dealt with that 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago. But it's one of these things that it comes around again and again. It's like a bad penny. It can just turn up out of the blue, and you'll be confronted with it again. So obviously 6 to 8 weeks. This could happen at any point throughout this time. So you might be thinking now, no, everything's this way. Then all of a sudden it hits you, bam. Oh, that's interesting. It's not that I've cursed you, I promise you. I am purely just reading the messages that I've got sent through to me through the cards here. In case anyone's interested about the tarot deck I'm using, because it's not a traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck I'm using. I know there's a lot of lovely readers on YouTube, and a lot of them use different tarot decks and things like that. It's always fascinating to see the tarot decks. They've got some really nice tarot decks out there. But I use the Marseille tarot deck, which is this one here. When I decided to get the tarot deck, I was drawn very much to this one, and I've felt so connected with it. It's been really good. But obviously I mentioned it before the video that I babble, and I'm still babbling, I'm sorry. I mentioned at the forefront of the video that I'm not a pure expert on every meaning of every card down to its letter, so I have made notes for myself just to make sure that I'm not giving you wrong information. I'm sure you can appreciate that when you begin doing something like this, that you want to learn as much as possible, as quickly as possible. And I learn very much by writing things. That's how my memory takes things in. So I'll get on with the reading and I'll stop babbling now. Okay. What I'll do is I'm reading. The cards are laid out, 9-card spread. This card here is obviously the furthest away from me, but the closest to you. But this is the first card I'm going to read, and they're all facing me, you see. Okay, so we'll get started. So the first card we've got is the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords, King of Air signs. It's a man of authority. Could be like a judge, or like a man of like a very important businessman, something along those lines. Someone who's got kind of real authority. It can also be a person as well. You could have someone in your sphere who has a sort of forceful nature, who comes across as being very powerful, very kind of authoritative and things. So think about your boss at work, and if he's slightly unsavoury in your opinion, that usually kind of fits the characteristics of the King of Swords. Very straight to the point man, doesn't mince his words. I'm saying man. Of course, we can take the sex out of the cards in a general energy reading, and I very much believe you can do in any reading. But if we take the sex out of the cards, this could be, a woman. There's nothing stopping this being the female taking on the energies of the kings, and vice versa, the gentleman taking on the energies of the queens. So, as I said, we're talking about a judge, authority figure, boss at work, along that genre. Interestingly enough, obviously, what does a judge do? Passes judgment on things. The next card that came out was a judgment card. Major Arcana. Major Arcana tends to really sort of concrete. If there's cards in the deck which have a similar meaning, the Major Arcana being in the reading as well tends to sort of solidify that as being, this is quite an important thing. And as I said before, it won't be for every single person, but there's obviously some Aries out there who are perhaps facing this energy just now. So the Judgment card is about outcomes. It can be like a change of stance on something. But the one thing you have to understand, well, of course, as well, it can be actually like quite a bad omen for a court case as well. I'm not gonna dress it up and say that everything's wonderful in readings, because it's not, and it wouldn't be true to the messages I've been passed through to me to sit here and tell you that it's wonderful. It can be, yes, but on the total flip side of that, it can mean very much a total loss through lawsuit. So if there's any of you out there facing court cases and things, and you're concerned about that, then I'm not saying you are going to lose, because who am I to mention? I'm just giving you the messages of the cards. So I would just be kind of aware that's there. I do believe it brightens up later on, so please do not lose all hope here at this point. So we've got this lawyer passing a judgment on something, perhaps. Okay. The next card we've pulled out here is the Ten of Swords. Now, I said at the start as well, this had a very sort of clear message to me, this reading, as it came out. The Ten of Swords is a card of, sadness, sorrow, being stabbed in the back, and it's a really hard card to get over. I've personally had readings done for me, and at the time I was going through a really tough situation. The reader that did mine is actually on YouTube as well, and she's fantastic. And as I said, I've watched lots of videos from different readers on YouTube, and they're all wonderful. I'm so so impressed with the information they come out with and how they play out throughout the course of the month or even 2 months that follow. So the Ten of Swords, yeah, stabbed in the back, really difficult card to, if you've got this in your energy just now, it can feel like the world has ended. It really can. It's awful, horrible card, and it takes a lot to get over it. But it's like a dark cloud. You know, dark clouds pass, and with every dark cloud, there is a silver lining. It might not feel like it at the time, and if you're going through a rough time, trust me, it does change. I've been there, and I'm now smiling. So, uh, you know, I'm not going to go into details and bore you with my stories, but I can just assure you that things do change and energies do shift. So, you know, you may be living this now, but you know, 6 months, a year, 2 years down the line, you're gonna think, oh, what was that all about? I wasn't worried about that in the end, because things do change, and you have the strength in yourself to cope with it. And you've got to dig deep sometimes, but you know, I think the Aries are very, very capable of doing that. So, the next card that's came out here is the Ace of Swords. Da, da, da. Now, the Ace of Swords, this is aces are about beginnings. They're about offerings. This is about, you know, if you look at the imagery there, it's a hand coming out of nowhere, offering you this sword with the crown. So, yeah, what's that talking about? It can be talking about triumph. It can be talking about being a card of force, be it through love or hate. So it's like, you know, you've decided now that, no, I'm just going to be forceful about this, and you know, whether it's forceful in love or forceful in hate, you know, however you want to, however it reads into your story, really, that's just the meanings of the cards. I also like to think that it's being offered this opportunity. Yeah, okay, you face this Ten of Swords now, right? You face this Ten of Swords. You've had this stabbing in the back and this betrayal and this deceit that comes with it. You know, the horrible feeling. But you've now got this Ace of Swords here. And what's this Ace of Swords giving you? It's giving you the ability to cut through all the crap. You know, because swords serve swift justice. You know, you can hit somebody over the head with a stick. Likelihood is they'll survive. Hit somebody over the head with a sword, they're not gonna. Now, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that anyone goes out with a sword, just to clear that up. But yeah, I hope you're getting my meaning with that. That a sword serves swift justice. I'm pretty sure that is a saying. The next card that's came out is a beautiful card. Beautiful card. Ace of Cups. And again, we've got two aces side by side. So this is what I'm saying about this silver lining from the dark cloud. You're being offered this opportunity to now cut through what doesn't suit you. You know, what doesn't serve you anymore. You know, be forceful and decide, no, this doesn't suit me anymore, and go for it. And then you've been offered this Ace of Cups card, which is, you know, it's the true heart card. It's abundance and emotions. It could be about fertility as well. It can be like just an emotional offer that comes in. So this could be someone that comes in that really understands what you're going through. Even beyond empathy, even beyond sympathy. This is someone that feels what you feel and is willing to, you know, be there for you. So it's a beautiful card to have, especially after all this darkness here. Next card in line is the Emperor. Now, I tell you what, this is a character that you want on your side. The Emperor. He is some man. He is the type of person who is strong, powerful. He's a good aid, and he's also like a father figure as well. Do you know, sometimes when we're being down on our luck, or things haven't quite gone our way, and we're feeling quite sorry for ourselves, this card coming in, you know, this person here coming in on your side, seeing it from your way, you know, seeing it from your point of view, seeing it from your point, offering to help. Do you know, this is the man you want on your side. Next card we've got, and I was singing and dancing when I saw this. I was singing and dancing. Six of Swords. Now it's a card of travel over water traditionally. It can be it's like a movement card, movement away from something. It can also be about emigration, so moving away to a warmer climate. I think really in this reading it's not talking to me of emigration. I believe there will be Aries out there that are considering it and going to do it, and you know, good luck to you, especially if you're going to a warmer climate, a more prosperous situation. The Six of Swords, it's also about steering out. You know, you've had a rough situation, you've been in the stormy waters, but now you're coming into this calmer situation. So it might just be the way you view it. You know, sometimes the swords can be, you know, very emotional heavy, you know, like in your head heavy. Like Ten of Swords, it's like, you know, okay, I've lost everything. You know, the man or woman's left me, and you know, oh, I've lost the job and stuff like that. And you know, what hurts more is the way you think about it. It's not actually losing the person, it's how you think about it. So I always believe that the swords cards are very much in your head, and it's the way your mind takes them on that kind of makes it a lot worse for the rest of your soul. So the Six of Swords cards, if we're looking at Six of Swords, you know, having this bad time, this person comes in, father figure, good advice, and then before you know it, you're starting to feel like you're entering calmer waters. You know, the situation's changing for you in real life, you know, which is good. It's really good. And then, save my days, we have the Justice card. Now, justice speaks for itself, really, doesn't it? We can't really judge karmic justice. You know, karma is something that I believe is, you know, I don't know, it depends. It's not something I think that I could claim it to be. This justice coming in and being about karmic revenge, or you know, yin and yang, stuff like that. That's not for me to say. I think justice is very much about it's the righteousness, it's the triumph, it's the maybe, you know, the decision didn't go your way to start with. The decision didn't go your way to start with. It really didn't, and you felt like you got, you know, really bad deal out of it. But then, wait a minute, you've been handed this sword. This offer has come in from this father figure, and maybe this father figure is someone that can look at things from a different perspective for you. Maybe this person here, this emperor person, is the one to, you know, make you see, well, actually, calmer waters. Maybe if I go back and approach that a different way, I'll actually get some justice. The only foot warning at the end of this reading here about that is it can lead to circular battles. The Five of Swords. Five of Swords is a card about circular battles, or like shallow victories, things like that. And I don't know, some people might be thinking to themselves, well, you know, a win, you know, as long as I get the win, that's all that matters to me. But just be aware that, you know, although you've got this justice, it might lead to, you know, some further conflict in the situation. Not necessarily, but it's the way you look at it. So I think, you know, I think that the reading very much did speak of some sort of, you know, work situation, legal situation, some sort of real hurt around it, but then being offered this sword, you know, this sword out of nowhere to, do you know, and like I was saying before about the swords cards, they're in your head. It's maybe you just, something clicks in your head that time, and you just say, you know what, no, I'm not putting up with this anymore. I'm gonna fight. And then offer comes in of someone who really sees where you're coming from, is there to help you. You steer away from steer away from the stormy waters into calmer waters. You get the justice, but you maybe get a victory, but it might feel slightly shallow. And the reason it will feel slightly shallow, I think, is because this pain takes a long time to get over. So whatever this was will be hard, but it can be a victory nonetheless. So I hope this has struck a chord with some people. I'm sorry it wasn't a bright and cheery, all singing, all dancing love reading. I would love to know your thoughts. As I said, I am just new to this. I'm not trying to, you know, claim to be some sort of expert on this. I never have, and I doubt any time in the near future I will. I am just learning, so if there's any sort of positive feedback you can give me, or creative criticism, other than the poor quality of the video and stuff, I'm fully aware of that. I would be delighted to take on board your comments, and I look forward to seeing you again. I hope you do come back and join me and see how it improves. And you know, certainly if you are facing this situation just now, you know, I'd love to hear how it plays out for you, and I'm really hoping it does turn into this justice situation for you, and maybe the win, maybe slightly less of the circular battles at the back of it, but you know, I suppose something that just jumped into my head there. It could be that you get your justice, but if you get your justice, the other party involved or the other person involved might well try and counter sue, and it might just go on and on like that for a while. But rest assured, you have the justice card here. Okay. Well, I hope that's struck a chord, Aries, and I hope to see you again. Love and blessings.